Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Rig Pro Custom Wash Systems Made Simple. Really appreciate you tuning in, and I am happy to announce that I am done. So without any further ado, let's do the walk around on the rig. So I am nicknaming this build the Tiny Titan. Why is it the Tiny Titan? Because it is a small blueprint, but it packs a punch. It's got everything you need to be able to operate for pressure washing, surface cleaning, and house washing, or any type of soft washing. So a lot of you guys are already kind of familiar with the build itself, what I've been doing, but just to kind of just give you the quick walkthrough here, if this is your first time for tuning in, this is a 5x8 Carmate trailer. It is used, however, it's been restored. It's got brand new springs, brand new hubs, brand new tires, brand new LED lighting. It's got a nice Rust-Oleum protector on the floorboard, nice 2x6 solid wood beams, and then has been completely repainted. Has this nice lockable tongue box here in the front for storage. 26-gallon chem tank, bleach tank. We've got our 3/4 inch banjo where you can go from soap to water to flush out your system on your proportioner. We've got filters down in each one of these to filter out any contaminants or any type of particles. Same thing for the main tank. We've got filters. Pretty much if there's a hose going down on the inside, there's a filter on the end of it. Even our little soap tank here has got a small strainer on it to keep any type of thing from getting into the system. In the middle here we have a 275-gallon IBC tote. This was taken apart and painted the entire cage to protect it, keep it from rusting. Turned out really well. And we got a 2-inch dump feed on that, or eye wash station, hand wash station, whatever you want it to be, but it will empty this tank quickly, and that's why I always go with a 2-inch, because in that way you can kind of move on, or if you're done with the day, you can just go ahead and open that valve up and you'll empty that thing out in no time. Here on the side we have our Midwest Hydro Mixer V4. Do have the other soap valve that goes with this. If you should want to include another soap tank, we can. I capped it just for this particular build, but whoever buys this will also get the fourth valve for that. But again, everything got brand new check valves on all these. Pretty much all the fittings are brand new with the exception of just the metering valves themselves. Again, everything's plumbed directly into the tank, into our 3-way valve, into our 5-gallon soap tank, and then we've got that unisealed directly into our side box here. Then we've got our charging port for our 12-volt battery. There's our charger, and then we have our 7 GPM 100 psi soft wash pump. Whoever buys this is going to get a second pump. This is used, and the other pump I'm going to put with it is also used, but this had very little usage. I mean, literally, I think I used this for maybe a month, and then I wound up changing out my system, and it wound up sitting. So everything's been pressure tested. It works beautifully. It turns on great. So we're good to go there. 3/4 inch 300 psi outlet side, and that is just so that we have plenty to work with when it comes from a pressure standpoint, so we don't spring any leaks. And again, have that unisealed coming out this side, going around into our swivel right here. Not to get ahead of ourselves, the side box itself, of course, it houses the soft wash pump, but then I left this open for storage. You can put hand tools, you can put whatever you want in here, and I opted to put the battery underneath the pressure washer right there to free this space up, because there was already space underneath of that. I figured small blueprint, need as much space as you can get. I also purposely left this little cubby hole open so that if a person did want to use another soap tank, there's a spot for that, or you can just put a cooler, you can put whatever you want right there, just to kind of leave that open. This also comes with keys, so you can very neatly close that up, lock it if you so choose to. I think that's a 36-inch side box. Coming around here to the side, we've got brand new 100 feet of 3/4 inch Flexzilla hose on a 12-inch Titan reel. Both of these are 12-inch Titan reels, both used, but in good working order. It's got a nice stainless steel swivel with a clear filter on it, so you can just pop this off if you want to, clean out your filter. We've got that plumbed into the top of the tank with a 1-inch Hudson float valve that will shut off the tank when it gets full. And on our soft wash reel, we have 200 feet of 200 feet of half-inch soft wash hose with our Suttner gun and quick connect soft wash nozzles. And again, have that nice neat around the corner and into our side box there. On this side, we have a brand new Bandit hose reel. This is also 12-inch that carries 200 feet of high pressure hose, 3/8 hose. There's 100 feet on the front and then two 50-foot sections on the back end. And we have quick connects in between each one of these, so you can basically pull off. If you want to pull off 100 feet, you can. If you want to pull off 150, you can. And then, of course, you can pull the full amount. Regardless of how you do that, you can just simply quick connect that into your port down here. This is your bypass for your downstream injector. And we have a stainless steel 1.8 downstream injector with the high flow check valve. It eliminates the ball and spring and gives you a little bit higher draw. This works great. And to ensure that this lasts, we've installed a 3-way valve. So basically, if you want a soap, you just turn it to SH or soap. And then when you're done with the job and you want to rinse out your downstream injector, you just simply turn this back to water and you're flushing out your downstream injector. And then, of course, you have your DN10 right here. If you want to do surface cleaning, just simply open that up and you can bypass your downstream injector. Speaking of surface cleaning, we have a very lightly used BE 20-inch whirlaway. It's got brand new 25-30 tips in it. This thing spins beautifully. It's been barely used. It was used like maybe 10 times total. So practically brand new. And it's got this nice rack system. Basically, you can just pull these out and snap them back in, and it even has a little opening here if you wanted to padlock this. You can padlock these in to keep it from being taken off the trailer. And then we have the crown jewel, which is the Bandit 5.5 3000 psi 13 horsepower Honda GX390 electric start with a Comet pump. This is brand new. It's been pressure tested, run for maybe an hour, not even. Still has the tag on it. Runs beautifully, lots of power, plenty of rinsing power. Works beautifully with this surface cleaner. You could clean up some driveways pretty quick with this thing. Again, just to show you the top, we've got our bypass going back into our tank here, coming off of our VR3 trap unloader. That way, when you take your hand off the trigger, it's constantly bypassing back into the tank, keeping your pump nice and cool. So everything's nice and neat there. We've got our water line for rinsing out our downstream injector in there. Like I said, we've got the plumbing for the Hudson float valve, and then we have our other two fittings over there that are for our proportioner, all Uniseal fittings. This build is all, it's with professional use in mind. We got a 1-inch line running up into our machine, so it will never be starved for water. And again, another filtration system just before the pump, so we're filtering the water before it comes into the tank, and then we're filtering it again before it goes into our pump. That's about it, guys. I can't really think of anything else, but really excited about how this build turned out. And if you should be in the market for a nice turnkey system ready to go, hit me up. This is ready to go. I'm going to be listing it here probably over the weekend, and located in Salisbury, Maryland. Like I said, this has been built completely with user in mind. I built this as if I was going to use it on my own system. No shortcuts, stainless steel parts. Everything's been bolted down to the trailer, through the trailer. Again, quality build, and I hope it can serve somebody really well. Going to be doing the next build at some point. I've already started to gather a few. Just show you my storehouse. Never mind, it's also a trash area, but I picked up this 225 gallon tank used from a guy, kind of got out of the industry, but it's in really excellent shape. It's already got some of the filters on it and some of the other plumbing on it, so picked that up for pretty cheap. And then I also got a 65 gallon chem tank, same thing, just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. So I've already got two of the pieces that I need for the next build. But in the meantime, I want to thank you for tuning in to Rig Pro, and hopefully we'll be putting out some more content here shortly. So you guys have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.